Welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. But we continue our theme of expanding our palates, trying different things, trying to find different flavors. And I think a lot of the questions that I get asked, Gary, what do you think about beer? Everybody's waiting for me like to diss on it because I'm like the wine guy. And, you know, I find that there are so many amazing beers out there, lots of complexities, tons of craft beers, lambics, different things going on. I think they need to be respected. I think they pair extremely well with foods, a lot of complexities. And so I think that, you know, in opening the horizons, I'm trying to do more beer shows. I'm enjoying that part of the Wine Library TV aspect. And as you can see, I like bringing on guests, people that are passionate about it. I got a random email. I'm going to let this man explain to you who he is, what's his name, and how he got here.
My name's Brett Danny.
Hold on.
All right.
Brett, because, you know, we're celebrating Brett Favre. You know, that's ultimately
I get my
why.
Patriots jersey over there.
You do have that is a Pats jersey.
It's a Pats jersey.
I'm glad that you did not. You know, are you a Pats fan?
I'm a big Pats fan. I saw you not in the Jets jersey. I decided to throw it in the box and hang it up. You know, we're here.
Is that like an old school Steve Grogan?
No, that's a Corey jersey.
Okay.
Corey Dillon. It's got some spills on
Another
and stuff.
jerk off. All right, go ahead. Tell him what you.
So my name is Brett Danny.
Show. I mean, this whole show is taking a terrible turn. This is what happens when you get 1,800 emails a day, and you know you're working 20 hours a day. You know, little details like that slip by. So you know, it was really great seeing you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out
No
here
problem.
from Connecticut, and I should have known Connecticut. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, my name is Brett Danny. You know, my brother, even more than me, is a huge Gary fan. Really big fan.
So you're a Patriots fan, and you think I'm a jerk off?
No, I love it, and
All right.
I'm going to get into that part. About a few years ago, or maybe a year ago, he started pushing me. Got to watch, and I did. And the one thing that kind of transported over, made a huge difference for me is the way you're chasing the palate, expanding your palate, doing that. And the one thing that I try to do, I always came back to the same words, earthy, things like that. So in a way, thank you. You really helped me. I think you help a lot of people in the beer community who do watch it. So anyways, shot an email over when my brother heard that you were, trying to give kudos to beer.
Yeah. And there's some beer library talk, beer library TV, so I know that kind of came out, right? So that's what I was talking about.
Fired a note over, just said, you're going to find probably better palates and more informed beer enthusiasts, but, I'm passionate about it. I like it a lot, and I'm here to just show you what I get from it, and hopefully you'll kind of...
So these are we've got a bunch of different glasses here. We're going to have fun with that, but these are 4 beers you've had or no?
All of them except for one, which I'm really excited about, and we'll get to it. I haven't had one. Other 3 I have. Yep, the last one, and they're all really, really good beers. There's one in particular I picked because the story. It's called Collaboration, Not Litigation, and the way it came out is there's a brewery out in Colorado called Avery, and there's a great brewery in California called Russian River, and they were both making a beer called Salvation. They're both very enormously popular breweries.
Sure.
Well, got so big, what's going to happen? Who's going to take the name Salvation? Instead of going to court or trying to do that, they got together and said, let's blend them. Let's make one hell of one. One's a Belgian Golden, one's a Belgian Dark. Let's blend them up, make one hell of a beer, and see what we can do. They got together for like the launch party. The wife of one of the brewers said, came up with the name. Huge success, and kind of
that is freaking awesome.
And kind of like I saw an episode you did a while ago about maybe a couple talking about like reasons behind brewing, and this one's interesting where them and 2 other really good brewers from Port Brewing, and we're going to have a port in Dogfish Head, which you guys is getting immensely popular.
Yep.
All percentage of all proceeds are going to a trip back to Belgium to further their education on how to really brew Belgian beer in America the way
I love it.
And it's just a really cool.
That's a tremendous story.
It's good.
I mean, that's all about like people getting together. It's the entire Vignac message.
It's awesome.
That's all I care about. That is brilliance. I already love this beer, even if I don't love it. I mean, that's tremendous. Now, how much is that retail for?
It depends where you got. I had to get shipped here from California, and they didn't charge me anything except for shipping and handling. But it's probably going to be between $8 and $12.
Okay, let's give it a whirl. So, what kind of beer is it?
It's a blend of a Belgian Gold and a Belgian Strong Dark.
That's awesome.
Same thing as wine. You're looking at the color, looking at the head retention, which this is the real glass. That's a great solid head retention.
We have head retention here, and that's exciting. Michelle, you excited about that? That's pretty nice.
In fact, when you're looking at the head, you want to look down at it. You see how it's some little like peaks and valleys, and that would be called a rocky head.
Rocky head, got it.
And it's
a rocky head.
And then you want to give it your
a lot of my buddies have used that
sniffy sniff.
Yeah, let's give it a little sniffy sniff. I like the orange zest peel that's coming through right away.
Yep, getting a little bit of banana, a little prune.
So I get quite a bit of orange. I get the prune as well. I agree with you on that. Not as quite much on the banana for me on the nose. You know, definitely a very aromatic beer,
Yeah.
Which I like. Let's give it a whirl.
You know what? It's pretty, and I didn't really realize this last time I had it, but it's pretty faint on the aroma, and it's not as strong as I thought you think it might be. But all the flavors are there. But it's got a.
I think it has a very interesting grip. You know, when I focus on wine, I look for a lot of the profile, the fruit.
The mouthfeel?
Not so much the mouthfeel, the focus.
Okay.
So when a wine has a great grip, I feel like it's taking all of its elements and putting it together. Like a perfect game plan. Like what we're going to do to you guys this Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to beat your face up with a perfect game plan,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
you know, you have a new quarterback. We're going to blitz the heck out of him. You know,
He's 1-0.
Listen, you know, I have a weird bad feeling you're going to win, and this kid is going to be like the next. It's just going to be disgusting. But focused flavor. When the mid palate, the initial attack and the finish all come together.
Yeah,
I feel like this is well made.
Yeah.
In wine terms, I would say this is well made.
Yeah.
I like the flavor profile. I like the it's pretty good. I mean, it lingers. It's got a nice finish.
Nice finish.
It is a little simplistic.
Yeah.
You know, the flavors are kind of 2 or 3 dimension.
Yeah.
You know, there's a little kasha that I like to use, like a grainy kind of thing going on, which I like.
But I think it coats the mouth, it coats the tongue enough so you can kind of get a feel for it.
Oh, no question. I mean, it's got body. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. I wouldn't say the flavors are uninspired.
Yeah.
I would just say that they're one-dimensional. You know, it's like a banana milkshake, right? Since banana, it's gonna taste like banana. You're gonna taste the flavor, but it's not like there's all these other things going on. I feel the nose was a little bit more interesting than the flavor profile for me. But it's pretty good. I mean, I like this beer. You love it?
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd give it. You know, that's the thing is Rate Beer does rank beer like wine to 100 scale.
Right.
Beer Advocate goes through a letter scale, but also through 5, A plus, B minus, stuff like that.
Yep.
You know, I
So
think this
is it A plus?
It's
A,
up to
A, and A
5. So
minus?
yeah.
Is there 15? Is it a 15-point scale then? I mean, is there a B minus?
Well, it's a number scale to 5, and then that transform into an A plus, A minus. All
I don't know how people rate in such a small window. It's hard.
It is hard. I mean, I think that.
Give them credit. I mean, ultimately, it's your own palate. I mean, to me, you know, this is a good beer. I can wrap my head around this. You know, it's pretty good. I like it.
Good.
I like it. All right, let's move on.
Move on.
This is an interesting one.
This is a great. This is another kind of cool story beer. This is Cantillon. It's a real true Belgian lambic. You'll see a lot of like Linderman's lambic in stores. I mean, that is pretty much strawberry daiquiri material.
Sure.
We
had that on the show, and I said, you know, it was like delicious, but definitely not complex.
Yeah.
It felt like yellowtail.
And it's not really a lambic. A lambic is brewed through spontaneous fermentation.
That's right, and they initiate that.
And it's really only done in a small area south of Brussels on the Seine River, and that's where they're located. I mean, this brewery is unbelievable. They've had the same brewing contraption since 1900. Nothing's changed. And it's just they do a great job. This out of all their beers is I think the most traditional lambic. It's the Grand Cru.
I love like the rotten lemons.
Oh,
it's like lemons.
Sour.
It's like rotten lemons stuck in like socks that you've run in your whole life and never washed.
Yeah, that's
you like
sour apple.
Now, how much is something like that suggested retail? What do you pick this up for?
Again, it depends where you are. I think
Stinky Cheese City.
I paid $13 for it, and I got this in Fairfield, so you can get this around here. That's in Fairfield, Connecticut.
I've seen it. We've carried this in the past. So I mean, you know, and Jean Van Roy is the master brewer.
Mm-hmm.
I love honestly, this smells like taking like a triple cream stinky cow's milk.
It's farmhouse.
Yeah, no doubt. Barnyard up in your grill piece. You know, take that stinky cheese, take lemons, and spritz it all over them. That's what you're really getting. And then you go through a little sweat action, a little armpit action. You know, like that kind of thing. I mean, it's funkified.
It's musty. It's farmhousey. It's stinky. It's good.
It's good. I love that. Let's give it a whirl.
That says, "Here I am," right off the front.
I mean, this is a very interesting wine. Wine beer for people that do like acidic, sour wines. You know, if you're a big fan of New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc and Red Burgundy, I'm going completely weird here on you now. If you're a fan of New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc and Burgundian Red Burgundy, I think you would like this. It's like an imaginary blend of a Chèvre Chambertin blended with a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, but very defined, whereas those would blend into each other. These are very distinct flavors of lemon zest and barnyard. Really.
Do you get some like a white grape type of almost a tannin finish on it?
acid.
Yeah.
It's the acid.
Yeah.
It really is like pure lemon juice.
Yeah.
You know, like the little thing that comes in that lemon. You remember that stuff?
Yeah. My grandma has that. You know,
Right?
quick fix on the
Yeah,
attic.
exactly.
The lemon.
Yes.
That's great.
So, but there's a lot of complexity here.
Yeah.
As well. I mean, to me, you get a lot of rind, kind of like the rind of a cheese. I get very earthy. You know what I get? I get a lot of mushroom.
Mushroom.
Yeah.
Yep. I was about to say the same thing.
Nice. I get a lot of mushroom components. I mean, it's a very fungi up in here.
Yeah. That's good. I mean,
And I'm not referencing your football preference.
hey, and I think that at this
It's really
point,
sad, Michelle. I'm like totally caught off guard.
this point,
Right.
We're both 1-0, and I think we both squeezed by some pretty bad teams.
But you lost your quarterback. We have no excuse.
Yeah, we did lose our quarterback, and
That's crushing, right?
it was.
No, it's happened 3 times to the New York Jets in the last 7 years.
That's the
Twice
thing.
to Pennington
I mean,
and once to Vinny in '99. If you
So
don't
you know
remember.
the feeling.
Oh,
It's a
especially
7 minutes in.
Especially '99 with Vinny. We were in the AFC Championship game in '98.
Absolutely.
We played you actually.
Yeah, I remember.
In New York, we were by far the best team in everybody's picks. I mean, we had our punter, Tom Tupa, threw a touchdown against you guys. I mean, we had so much talent on that team, and it just all went away.
You just got to hope that you can push through. And you know what? As much as people hate Bill Belichick and his attitude is awful, the one thing that his almost inhumane attitude is the perfect scenario for this. Because in the press conference, most people are worried about, Brady and him came in together, built this team together, and now instead of, he's not emotionally attached. It's boom, next week.
Oh, he's a businessman.
So, good
Let's
stuff.
move on.
All right, to a stout.
Speedway Stout.
This is from the guys at Alesmouth, also California.
These guys make some good stuff.
Yeah.
I've had some stuff from them as well, actually, in the past.
This is going to be, I think this is my favorite stout in the country. It is just opaque, Deep Space Nine dark, and it's like...
This is Darth Vader up in here.
It's unbelievable. I mean, look at the 3-finger foam. It's just, it's black.
This is absurd.
That
3-finger foam. I love that. I love that.
That head is dark brown.
Now, price point on this?
It's not bad. You can get this for $8 to $10, depending where you go. I think. I mean,
oh my god, it smells exactly like a Tootsie Roll. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It really is.
So smell this.
That is Tootsie
You've got to
Roll.
smell this because you've had the Tootsie Roll, right? I mean, smell this. This is like pinpoint.
It's Tootsie Roll. It's Nestle cocoa mix. It's good.
Is that wild? Do you get it?
Tootsie Roll.
A little bit. It's chocolatey, obviously.
Yeah.
I get a lot. I mean, I really get Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, I agree.
My gosh, Tootsie Roll. All right, give me your Tootsie Roll. All right.
That's silky.
This is tremendous.
I
mean, this is Delicious City, right? Like, you think about like how lots of girls like chocolate, like demoing. I mean, my wife is obsessed with chocolate.
Yeah.
Like, this would be the kind of beer that I would have her try. And by the way, food and wine pairings, to me, and beer pairings. Excuse me, I'm so used to. This is the kind of beer that I think can really wrap. I don't know. As soon as I tasted it, I was like, wow, I'd really love to have this with like a game, like pheasant. Like this has a lot of complexity to it. Did you say venison?
Yeah.
That's exactly where I was going next. I mean, I think venison would be a tremendous pairing. And so many people take their wine pairing seriously. I think a lot of quality beers can bring a lot to cuisine. And I think, a venison dish, you go out, you shoot a deer, come back and you drink this stout. It's a pretty nice situation. Not proposing shooting animals, just saying people do.
I think that's a thing. I mean, beer from conception to finish is really similar to wine. It's made similarly.
There's a lot
it's
of
bottled
similarities.
similarly. It's smelt, appreciated, shared with friends similarly. It's all very much.
The dark chocolate and the bitterness, the tannins on the back end are tremendous. I mean, this is really darn good. I really
beer.
like this. And you've got to be a little bit of a chocolate fan, though.
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't like chocolate, you're kind of out of the game. I mean, this is really chocolate.
Yeah, this is. I mean, you couldn't get any more different than the last wine we had. I don't think. I mean, from tart and sour to just sweet.
Totally, two different worlds.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like this. I mean, if I was rating them wine-wise, the first beer probably would have been like an 87. The Lambic probably would have been like a 90. This stout to me is like a 91, 92. Though I think the Lambic is a more serious product at some level. The delicious factor of this is just overwhelming.
Exactly.
Perfect. I like it. Zoom in this. Let's give Bunghole Liquors a shout out.
Peabody, Massachusetts.
This is pretty sweet. Bunghole. You got to give it a shout out. I just looked down. It's beautiful. Awesome. Let's move on.
All right.
You're most excited about this.
Yeah. Well, I'll
let you have the real glass.
I haven't had this. This is from Port Brewing out in California. This is a double IPA, and double IPAs have been.
I normally drink Chimay out of a glass like this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a goblet. I mean, the thing with beer is every brewery has their own glass that they're selling you, and you can absolutely do it. But in the end, I mean, as long as you're.
I understand. So what is this?
So it's a double IPA, and double IPA is
Port Brewing.
Port Brewing. It used to be Pizza
Hop
Port.
15.
Yeah. So it's a little story behind this one too. These guys are in California. It used to be Pizza Port. I think they might still be. I don't know why they're now Port Brewing, but it's a double IPA. And the California double IPAs and double IPAs in general are huge right now. For the last 5 years, they've been really big.
So explain to people what the difference between an IPA and an Impale Ale and a double IPA is.
Yeah. Well, an IPA is it's just the amount of fermentations and how it's double fermented.
Got it.
But it's if a double IPA was a house, California would be the kitchen. It's where people are hanging out. It's the place where it all goes down.
Sure.
It's like the Sopranos first scene. It's where it happens. And I haven't had this one, so that's why I'm excited about it. And
the nose is incredible.
Yeah.
It's like Apricot City. Apricots.
Oh gosh, that is just.
God, this smells really
peach.
good.
I'm getting a lot of peach.
Yeah, it's
apricot.
peachy, apricot-y, all those kind
family.
of. It's all of those orange-y kind of fruits, except for orange. Just like those pale yellow.
See, you won't get the right head, but look at the color on that too. Hazy, tangerine.
Very tanny. God, I really like the nose. It's very citric on the nose. Very, very fruit-driven.
Wow. So, hop 15. The story behind that is they are brewing this with 15 different types of hops and adding each hop every 15 minutes for like 2.5 hours.
That's pretty sweet box.
And this is kicking the crap out of my mouth. Wow,
this has a lot going on. I mean, you want to talk about something that brings a lot of dimensions of flavors. There is no comparison, in my opinion, between this beer and the last three that we had from a complexity standpoint. This has so much more going on. A lot more bitterness on the back end.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's an IPA. It's hoppy.
If you're wimpy, if you're like Pluto, or like whatever her name, Popeye and what's her name, Olive Oil. Olive Oil's like, you're going to be a little bit worried about this because this brings a lot of those acidic, tannic thing, using wine terms, bitterness that's going to turn off a lot of people. I mean, this finish,
just for the hop
I'm loving it. This is a hop city USA.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you've got to really enjoy the hoppiness. I'm of that school. I love, that style in wine with the high acid Rieslings, high tannins, Maturin Tannat, Petit Verdot wines. So that translates in my palate to the beers. I always gravitate towards really hoppy beers. This is not bashful. So you've got to recognize what you're getting yourself into.
But this subtle, you can get the subtle notes underneath the big hop.
The nose especially.
Yeah. You know what this is, bear with me because this is completely out there. This is not going to make any sense. But it reminds me of like Pearl Jam 10. It's loud, it's crazy, it's nonstop. But if you listen to it, there's some sweet notes in there, and there's some good tunes in there, and it's
I think that's
front to back.
That's total. You just did total wine library right there. That's total. That's a total wine library thing.
But it's the whole mouth, and this is why we went with this one last. Typically, you go lightest to darkest, but you can't. You just can't do this up first.
I mean, I think it's time in America where people recognize that craft beers bring so much to the table. Obviously, I'm so much more knowledge-based driven in the wine world. I've tasted a lot more wines. I still feel like wine has the nice thing of growing seasons going for it that I think people can wrap their head around, that evolving, changing thing, but that happens quite a bit in beer. And this is not, you know what? This is pretty ironic. This is how I feel, once and for all, to answer the question I get all the time. You see this first beer we did? Collaboration instead of litigation. Collaboration is what I'd love to see from the wine and beer world. Where's the wine and beer festival? Where it's like where people are holding hands.
Yeah.
I think that they're both extraordinary. And by the way, as you know, I'm a huge root beer fan. Michelle, we're about to tape a root beer show. I mean, I'm all about different experiences, meeting different people. Maybe you like the Patriots, but that's okay. You're probably still a good human being. I'm not sure yet. But that being said, I think the beer world, the wine world, it'd be nice to see a little bit more togetherness instead of saying, oh, I'm a beer head, I'm a wine head.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
absolutely.
Monday you can drink a great beer. Tuesday you can drink a great wine. Wednesday you can drink a great root beer. Thursday you can drink a great wine. Friday you can drink a great beer. So, I mean, I'd like to see people mixing it up. Just like I've noticed a lot more people tailgating with wine, I'd like to see beer start segueing into wine world. I'd like to see beer at a four-season white tablecloth beer tasting kind of thing. I'd like to see the worlds go like this.
Yeah,
and me in the middle. I do too.
I
mean, if a Jets and Patriots, this has got a lot of, between this beer and Jets and Pats fan, I mean, if we can coexist in the same room, then maybe beer and wine can get along.
I know. I mean, essentially, I think you're a favorite right now this week, too. I mean,
he's trying to jinx me. Question of the day. All the guests ask on the Thunder Show, so you got to fire. You're a little prepared. I see you prepared. No? Caught off guard or prepared?
No, I just got a good question.
Go ahead.
You always ask
please.
people, and you've probably asked it before, but if you could share a beer with anyone, living, dead, family, foe, or famous, who would it be?
That's such a classic question. I don't think I've ever even asked it. That's a classic question. Great job.
Hey, appreciate
Brett
it.
Favre fan, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
You, with a little bit of me, and great guys like this that have passion for beer, we're changing the beer world hopefully a little bit here, something a little tiny bit, and the wine world, whether they like it or not.